National Football League. It's a special prime-time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are underway from Houston. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The numbers for Sanders last week: 19 carries, 86 yards.
I'm so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game, because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So out comes his offense to take over for the first time. Leading him out is their quarterback, the former 12th overall pick. Some refer to him as the natural Deshaun Watson.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back who likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big time game.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Watson now to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, Watson. Open here, Adam Thielen. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there on 4th and inches.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's Watson. And his pass incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on 2nd down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Now Watson on 3rd and goal. complete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
And defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limited to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Mayfield looks to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation, because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
Watson off play action. Sliding out of the pocket. Here's Fuller with a catch. 20.
Let's get that swagger, y'all. Let's get that swagger.
Will Fuller, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Oilers have retaken the lead. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. From the 6. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Mayfield's throw here pulled in by Beasley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
48 Mike.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. A nice move in midfield. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a carry for Sanders. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
A 1st down throw from Mayfield. And he's got his man here, Beasley. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First down, Mayfield. He'll go right back to Beasley. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
Let's go. 47's the mic. 47's the mic.
They'll run with Sanders. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second down and goal. Mayfield. That's swung out wide to Sanders. Well, the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And his kick here is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
This is Jakeem Grant. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Houston set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson.
Here we go. Here we go.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Throwing on third down, Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 83 yards. And his guys are going to take the lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Gano for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. touchdown here to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Play fake. Mayfield. Then he finds Beasley, complete. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big play. There for Cincinnati. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Mayfield now. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Terry McLaurin. 2 catches, 2. Touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now a look at Will Fuller as he and the rest of the offense gears up to get ready to go again. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start. Got their feature guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Watson. Airing one out for Boyd. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. They find some open field here. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Check 48 to the mic.
Following the interception, Mayfield.
Check.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Trey Hendrickson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7. Loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Mayfield to throw it. And Beasley with it over the middle.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The sack there by Roquan Smith. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it's
Film red.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And able to find a little space. He gets us up over the 15 to the 16. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Out to his left. He's letting this one go for Fuller. It got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
57's Mike.
Now it's Watson. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make this a 2nd down. Back to throw, Watson. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down.
57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Now Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Oilers go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this 1st half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Gano the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half. He'll just take a knee and then run the football. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. Mayfield on 1st down. And this one caught by Beasley. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Slings this deep from McLaurin, and it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The secondary has been roasted in this 1st half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. but that's one step in the proper direction.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll get you over to our list. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? Jakeem Grant now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. This offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
It's Eckler again. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And now they're in the hurry-up. On first down, Watson. He completes it to Boyd. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 58 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw to Thielen. That catch good for only a couple.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Faking the give. Now Watson. They'll get this out wide to Eckler. They follow up the gain of... with a gain of 1 that time. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. 57.
Here's Watson. He's got Fuller. Touchdown. Will Fuller. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season. And the Oilers are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now up to 14. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. From the 36, Mayfield. And eventually he's taken down here. Great coverage downfield, resulting in a sack. Christian Wilkins gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
58, right over there. Right, 58, right there. Stay with your man.
From the gun, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now out comes Houston. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here I come. Here I come.
Once more, here's Eckler.
Under 10.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job. They're not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Slam, slam.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson steps away. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Oilers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Gano now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Mayfield. He finds his man, complete. It's Robertson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
180. Watch the pass. Hey, alert 48. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Cole Beasley, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Bengals score.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
And let's shift our attention to Will Fuller. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you can get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Watson. He gets this one to Boyd. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. On 1st down, it's Watson. They'll run the screen with Mack. Stiff-armed him. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game,
touchdown! Jack Doyle, his 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Oilers Bengals are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter.
Gano the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
But at this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. 58 Mike.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Sanders a first down, still going. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Mayfield off the play fake. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Christian Wilkins, his 2nd sack of the night.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and lead the game out that way.
He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now Mayfield. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike.
Here's Mayfield.
We got this.
A throw over the middle, taken in by Troutman.
Touchdown, Bengals.
Adam Troutman.
His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2 minutes to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
57's Mike.
Here's Watson. And that is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They will indeed snap it to Watson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Oilers are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Gano for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. 5 plays there on that drive. And was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It will come out to the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Now that's complete to Sanders. No gain on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Mike, 57. Coming in.
Throwing now, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff works on him, We'll step aside and be right back. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike 52. Mike 52. I got him. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Hey,
Watson now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football.
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before. Trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
It's just me and you. Watch switch.
Fresh off the pick 6, it's Watson. Steps away to his left. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here. Flushed out right.
And now Watson throws another interception.
Desmond King picks it.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
One last shot for Mayfield here. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier. They're scoring that many points allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the home team here, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.